A skill pure or skiller is a type of pure that only develops non-combat skills. Skillers keep their combat skills at level 1, leaving their combat level at 3. This supposedly makes it more challenging to gain levels, as some regions of Gielinor have high damage dealing monsters to be wary of, and some simply require quests with combat involved, limiting the account. However, since the release of Old School RuneScape, 10 hit points has taken a hit to respect in the sense that death mechanics have changed and a lot of different things have been discovered, making it easier to level your level 3 skiller and gain XP without much risk. That is why I've decided to play a new account in which I will push the boundaries of the level 3 or skill pure mode. In the case of death mechanics, death used to be a risk in the sense that if you had rare valuables in your inventory, upon death everything would be lost. So, for that very reason, I will be playing a hardcore skill pure. But is that really that difficult? Avoiding death safely, not worrying about anything, trying to stick to skills that are AFK but safe like Motherlode Mine for mining, isn't really the only thing that I should do. In order to make this more difficult, I am going to be playing an unofficial mode as a hardcore Ultimate Ironman level 3 skill pure. It's a new year, new account, new series because I'm bored of my original Ultimate Ironman level 3, but that doesn't mean we won't be utilizing my Ultimate Ironman level 3 efficient starting guide in 100 steps just to give us a little bit of a track to start with so we don't waste time doing things and avoiding combat XP and then having a ruined account. It'll also be something I could utilize in footage to add to this guide in the future, so that's my goal and why I'm utilizing this. Okay, so we are logging in for the first time, and my goal is to hopefully create videos every single week, about 10 minutes each, so that way I can do it casually. And I've been thinking about a name for this, and I'm going to go ahead and try A Combat 3 with the Roman numerals. So let's see if we can get this. Alright, it is available. I'm actually surprised. It is kind of a weird rendition of Combat 3, but I do like the look of the Roman numeral 3. I always have. And should I go with the bot look? Nah, I think I'm going to go with what I like and what looks most like me, and then fast forward through Tutorial Island. Okay, so this is actually voiceover at this point, and you can see me adjusting things and going through Tutorial Island. I am going to be utilizing the fixed mode and the overlay for 2005 for nostalgic purposes, but the only thing that really matters in Tutorial Island here, first and foremost, is getting combat XP. So we want to avoid some combat XP on the Hardcore Ultimate. That way we can utilize it for in case there's mistakes and have as much combat XP as we need because we don't have recoils on this account and can no longer obtain them. So the first alt does the 1 damage on the rat, logs out. The second alt does 1 damage on the same rat, logs out. And then I will complete it as long as the HP hasn't regenerated and I don't have to start over. And that way I only get 4 combat XP in whatever is chosen, in this case strength, versus utilizing it and getting a total of 12 strength XP. We're also going to do this with range, but the only difference is we're going to use long range so that we, instead of getting 4 range XP, we get 2 range and 2 defense, giving us more capability for cannon stalls for 0 combat XP methods in the future, as well as for defense and having more combat XP there as well. So once we've done that, we should only have 4 strength or attack or defense, whichever one you choose, and 2 range and 2 defense. I'm not going to be utilizing a bank, and so in that case, the only next step that really matters here is the hardcore settings. So what I'm going to be doing is going with the hardcore Ironman mode, typically because that will show that I have not died, and then I will have my wife actually set the pin right now for the hardcore Ironman mode. Okay, so the wife set a pin. I don't know what it is, and that way I cannot use the bank, which is kind of the goal. Obviously, I could beg her to give it to me, but she's not going to do it because she doesn't care about this game at all. Now I'm just going to finish up doing some magic. Now, the ideal situation here would be get 5 combat XP, but since you don't really utilize magic at all anymore on any kind of Iron level 3, getting 7 is perfectly fine. Better than 9, not the lowest combat XP possible, but it's not worth creating many accounts just to get it. So I'm good with a 204 HP. I might make some mistakes, but let's head off to the mainland and start the account. Okay, so we just finished Tutorial Island, and here we are, A Combat 3, a hardcore Ultimate Ironman level 3. Gonna screenshot this for the Twitter. And yeah, it's kind of weird. I've made so many accounts. I've played Ultimate Ironman multiple times. I've been pretty burnt out of it. I just want to do something that's different and record it from the very beginning. Something that I really haven't done on pretty much all of my accounts. And for this reason, I think it's going to be more enjoyable, even if it's slow, even if it takes a long time with my current work schedule and family and everything, that I can just upload videos here and there of the entire process. So now I'm going over this fast, doing a voiceover for this part. Normally you would just start the account, but I'm going to modify my settings, make sure auto retaliates off, and I'm actually going to do the New Year's event since that just came out for the 20th anniversary of old school, or I guess RuneScape in general. So I'm going to do that first just because why not? It's always good to do any holiday events or any kind of events that are out when you first started an account. And it is good to do it with the beginning of the year because that means that I can, as each holiday event comes out, I can actually do it throughout the year on this account. So the year of 2021, just kind of enjoying myself. I'm not necessarily going for max or going to be pushing for crazy efficient hours. I'm just going to be doing this for enjoyment, for the content, and just to stay, I guess, motivated because I've played this game for so long and I'm pretty bored. So this video is going to be rather short and I'm just going to be doing the event, not much more. And then from there in the next video, which I'm hoping to keep videos at about 10 minutes each, I'm going to be doing every single step that is on the guide. That way you can kind of see it, as well as combat steps that might be a little bit lengthier. I'll try not to speed up those things, but here you can see I'm doing all this sped up because who wants to see me do the event? I guess it is a short little guide though, so you could do this a lot faster than watching some of the other guides for the new event. We're avoiding anything where we would get hit, or be careful of a couple of items out here if you're doing the same thing as me. We're also going to do all of the codes for Dango to unlock the pass. So OSRS RF 2014, and that'll give us the RuneFest 2014 animation. And then we're also going to do RuneFest 17 for the RuneFest 2017 RuneFest shield. And then also the last code that we can use at Dagno for the pass is Premier Club 18. And that just unlocks the Premier Shield emote. So those are everything. The RuneFest shield is not as good as the Bronze shield in spec, so you definitely are probably going to want to get rid of it right away, but it is pretty nice to have as a fashionscape item in the future, and why not? So here we are completing the new 2020 event, which in this case, we're going to unlock quite a few different items here that don't really matter that much. Definitely not going to be able to keep this in the inventory as an ultimate. So some pretty cool items here from the past that you might have seen before. Some of them are newer, including this full set, which I think just looks incredible. I'm not a big fan of some of the items here in terms of keeping them while I run around. I don't necessarily need them, but I'd prefer to have armor on at the most, just to defend myself in case something tries to attack me. So I'm going to destroy all these things, and if I want, I can get them from Dango in the future. But I'm going to keep my hardcore Ironman set. And again, the goal is to hopefully create all the videos. I'm going to be utilizing 0 combat XP, so I will be using an alt. And that is one thing that is necessary, in my opinion, for the low combat experience methods. Also, if I do make a mistake and get combat XP, I'm not going to restart. It's still going to be better doing the 0 combat XP method and making a mistake before I actually get what I need for each thing that I do on each step of the guide than to start over altogether every single time. That's just going to burn me out. I'm doing this for fun, trying to give myself a reason to play the game because I'm pretty much bored of it in most senses. So this will be an interesting series. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. If I die, then I die, and I guess the series is over, or I'll just carry on as a regular Iron. I'm not quite sure what I'll do there, or I'll just go back to playing my regular Ultimate level 3 skiller. But this is a way to play a skill pure, I guess, in a different way than anybody I've seen, as well as kind of try to do things differently. This is also possible because of the updates to the player-owned house. So because of that, I can actually input one item at a time. Now, it appears that the first time logging in, I am able to do it since the pin has been typed. So I'm going to unnote these jugs that I got from the reward of the little event, which is beneficial because now I have some additional food without having to train anything for some of the future steps that I'm about to utilize. So that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this first video. I know it's rather short and straightforward and kind of like, why am I creating another account? But honestly, I'm very bored of the game, and it's not because I'm good at it or anything like that. I've done Ultimate Ironman level 3. I think it'll be really fun to just kind of do something a little bit different and have content from the very beginning. That's one thing that I've dealt with in the past is I've had friends help me with rune crafting on an iron before. I mean, I've done it myself, things like that, or I've had people help me with 0 combat XP methods. all those types of things. But on this account, I want to do it entirely for myself and it all recorded from the very beginning, even if I never get to any of the long-term goals. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed for future videos, and have a great one.